Hello, everyone. The novel that I wrote is called Beauty Inside. It's stories that are, of course, made up. I will read a story from my novel, and at the end of the story, there is always a moral to the story. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you. The eighth story that I will read to you is called The Child Who Liked to Daydream. Thank you. In the mountains of Iceland, there was a large town where the population was enormous. The town was cold and always covered with snow. People would get around town with sled dogs. In the town, since it was so cold, people would have to wear several layers of clothes. Mostly, all of the people wore wool hats and an extra pair of mittens or gloves. In the town, people were always friendly to each other. There were many stores where neighbors would meet and chat. In the town, when parents would meet, they would always drink hot coffee. In every window of the store, there was a large figure outside, which looked like a snowman. The town was so cold, nothing ever melted. It was the town which was known to other people as the town which was freezing cold. In the town, up on the mountains, there was one school where children would attend. In the school, there were about 200 students. There were 15 teachers in the school. The school had many windows so children could see the weather changes and what was going outside. The school was made out of bricks. It had been an old school. It was there for centuries. Children were taught English, math, and history, etc. In one class, there were 15 students. School always began at 9 a.m. and would finish at 4 p.m. In history class, while the teacher was explaining the lesson to the students, one of the students, whose name was Patty, loved to daydream. Patty was a tall child who had short curly brown hair and wore big glasses. The teacher who taught history was a tall, slim man who wore big owl-like glasses and had short brown hair. The students loved his classes because he was a fun teacher. He always taught the students with so much energy. Patty loved to express everything with art. When she was growing up, she loved to draw and dream. She sat at the back of the class where she would just stare out the window. She dreamed about what it would be like to live in a warm climate. She dreamed that she was lying on the warm beach where the sand was the color of brown sugar. As she was lying, she could see the blue sky, where people were windsurfing. She was drinking iced lemonade and eating vanilla ice cream, slush. Her friends were also in the picture. The beach had flying robots where you would say your order and it would appear. The fish in the sea could all talk, and they were so colorful. She was so happy that she jumped up all of a sudden when the whole class stared at her. Her teacher was furious and asked her, "What did you dream about this time, Patty?" She told the teacher and her classmates her dream, and everyone was amazed that they would love to go there someday. They were all screaming. All of a sudden, her teacher told the students to calm down. After the students did, the teacher had no idea what had just happened. The teacher asked the children, "Do you guys want to go and attend a nice warm beach?" Of course, the children yelled with happiness. Yes. The teacher told the children, "Let's all make items for the beach." He ordered each child to bring a prop for the next day. Then the bell rang. The children were so excited that they all wanted to go home, but it was lunchtime. At this school, the children would eat from their lunch boxes that were packed from home. Most of the students would pack sandwiches and fruits and desserts to eat. The students would sit with their friends and eat. However, Patty was so happy that she ate her lunch so fast and she dreamed about her dream again. The next bell rang, which was for math class. Patty had no interest in the subject, so she again began to look out the window and daydream. When she dreamed, no one could interfere with her. Only her history teacher could. So the math teacher would just leave her alone. Her math teacher was a short woman with long, shiny blonde hair and had big brown, shiny eyes. Mostly all of the students liked her. She was always happy and had a smile on her face. Then the last bell rang, which was for English class. Patty enjoyed the class that she would take part in. The teacher would explain the lesson, which was doing a play. All of a sudden, Patty asked the teacher if she could do the play, which she had daydreamed in history class, but of course the teacher said no. Patty was fine with that, so she just took part in the regular play. She always had a blast with her classmates. Finally, the last bell rang. It was time for the children to go home. They were all excited to go home. Patty ran home, and as soon as she got home, she sat at her desk and began to draw what was in her dream. On her desk, she had piles of pencil crayons and many pencils. On her walls, and even on her desk, she had many frames of her artwork. As she was drawing, she was so happy she went back into her own little world. When she was all done, she was so proud of her work that she hanged it up on the wall so she could see her work every day. The next day, when it was time for history class, All of the students brought what was needed to make Patty's dream come true. The project took the whole class. When it was all done, the teacher and the students felt proud that they came together and they took pictures of their work. From that day on, in that town, it became famous due to Patty's daydreaming. The moral of the story is daydream is an essential in daily life. You never know what will happen. Thank you. See you next time. Please like and subscribe. Please do not copyright the stories that I will be reading you. Make sure you leave comments. Thank you.